And we have a lot to talk about here in this weather segment, starting off with the winter weather that we have tonight before we get into that system coming up early next week. So we're going to have to look at a lot, so buckle up. Here's a look at the winter weather advisory in effect until 3 o'clock in the morning, and it does include a large portion of northwest Arkansas. We'll zoom in here. Adair, Madison, Carroll, Washington, Benton counties all included in this. Some areas could see between right around a trace to maybe an inch, especially in the higher elevations. Not expecting any sort of widespread impacts, but there could still be some areas where there's slick spots on area roads less traveled, area bridges, elevated surfaces, all that. So be sure to drive carefully this evening and tonight, just because, you know, once we get that mix, you don't want to be driving too fast on these roads if you don't see these slick spots. So just keep that in mind. The HRRR seems to be doing a pretty good job with this. It depicted this healthy line of snow that moves through. It should move out right around midnight or later. So it's not going to stick around through all of tonight. So that's some good news there. Some areas to the west are already picking up about an inch. So we're not seeing any sort of, you know, major snowfall in terms of total. So this will get its way out of our neck of the woods pretty quickly. Moving on, here's a look. Again, totals, mostly areas north of I-40. Trace amounts to about an inch. Really not expecting a whole lot in the River Valley. Maybe a couple of flurries, but like I said, this isn't going to be any sort of big impact in terms of winter precipitation. In terms of temperatures, it's going to be much cooler tomorrow. Teens to 20s northwest Arkansas, right into the lower to mid 20s, even some upper 20s in the River Valley to start off the morning. Afternoon highs, not that higher. We're talking lower 30s northwest Arkansas for your highs, right around the mid to upper 30s, even some lower 40s for the River Valley. So it's going to be a chilly day tomorrow. So make sure you bundle up before you head out in the morning. It's going to be a cold one. Next winter system is coming up on Tuesday. We have a weather impact alert for that, and we are going to be looking for the potential for all types of winter precipitation, especially when it comes to the River Valley, where there's a little bit more uncertainty. And then we're also going to be looking at some dangerously low temperatures and some dangerous wind chills. So we want to let you know ahead of time. We're going to be looking at this system right around Tuesday morning into Tuesday afternoon. This is what I was talking about. There's a little bit more uncertainty for the River Valley, because wherever this freezing line ends up, if it's to the south, if it's to the north, it'll greatly depend on what type of precipitation, what area we'll see. Now, northwest Arkansas, if the temperatures are a little bit cooler, that may lead to more snow. But again, we're several days out, so there's still uncertainties with what precip type, and it looks like it'll last pretty much throughout the day. Those wind chills that I mentioned, they're going to be dangerously cold Wednesday morning, right around the negative single digits, all the way up to about near negative 10, maybe even negative 20 as we start off Thursday morning. Now, keep in mind, this is the raw model data output. It's a little bit biased in terms of those colds, but it is going to be very cold. Looking ahead, and you can see the weather impact alert coming up for Tuesday. Forgot to move the flag for President's Day there. Sorry about that. But yeah, you can see weather impact alert and precipitation is going to be likely then. And then we're taking a look at those awful temperatures. I am not a fan of that at all. So it's going to be cold. We have a roller coaster, so buckle up, and then look at that right around, you know, the following Monday. It's going to be a dramatically different story. Can't wait to get to that with those sunny skies and the 60s. That's basically what I look forward to when forecasting.
I was about to say, I agree with you whenever you say awful, because it is awful. It's terrible, actually.
Oh, hideous.
It's
awful.
Awful weather. I never want to deal with this ever again. But that next Monday and Tuesday, I am looking forward to that. Like, I've been lacking on the vitamin D, so
yeah,
we need it bad.
The problem with that is it's going to feel like the slowest week to get there
Yes,
once
it
we're
is.
in those temperatures. So.
Yeah, it is. All right. Well, thank you, Joshua.